Namaste. My name is Twyla and I'm owner of Sami Yoga Healing. And Sami Yoga Healing provides yoga-based counseling services in the form of individual sessions, workshops, online courses, and hopefully in the future some retreats. A big question I get is, what is yoga-based counseling? So I wanted to take a moment just to share what yoga-based counseling is, and it may be a good fit for you. So I want to just start off with talking about yoga. So a lot of times when people think of yoga here in the West at this point, they think of the physical postures or asanas. You may have been in a class and they've had maybe like a pose called Trikonasana, and so that's triangle pose. So all of the Sanskrit words for each pose end with asana, which means pose. But that's just a very small part of yoga. Yoga, if you look to some of more of the ancient texts, since yoga has been practiced for thousands of years, there's one called Patanjali's Yoga Sutras, and it's kind of a step-by-step kind of how-to guide of yoga. And in it, he talks about how that there is actually an eightfold path. The first two parts of yoga are the ethical practices that are called the yamas and the niyamas. The third one is the asanas, or the poses. The fourth part is pranayama, or breathing practices. Fifth is pratyahara, which is withdrawal of the senses, kind of going inwards more. Then there's dharana and dhyana, or dhyana and dharana. And dhyana is single-minded focus, the practice of concentration on a single object, or like the breath. And that's where the meditation actually starts to begin. And then once a practitioner gets good at that, it's kind of moves into dharana, which is more of the being able to have kind of more of a clear mind, and really being able to discern and go into a deeper meditation. And then the last step is samadhi, and samadhi is kind of that more like just blissful state, kind of connection or with just the truth of ourselves, the truth of our world. So as you can see, that yoga is a lot more than just the physical postures. And the other part of yoga, what actually yoga means, a lot of times is translated in kind of like uniting, like bringing two things together. And so I decipher that as the practices and techniques in yoga are there to help us transform and unite us more to our true selves, who we truly are, which is love, which I define as love, freedom, and bliss. Then if we come to the word counseling, so for me, counseling is it's a specific relationship that's more therapeutic. It's very much supporting a person in their process of change. And in this process of change, it can be with how we're dealing with emotions or thoughts or our behaviors, and trying to change those in a positive way so that we feel like we have a more kind of whole or well-rounded just well-being mentally and physically, that we're just more stable despite what is happening outside of us. We're able to kind of meet and deal with life's challenges a little more effectively. And so combining these two, yoga and counseling, which to me they fit very nicely together, that yoga-based counseling, the mindset or philosophy and for yoga that I look through the lenses is that we all of us already have what we need to be able to find a more peaceful and loving mind state. And so in yoga-based counseling, it's using some more of these yoga practices, kind of going beyond just the physical postures, but focusing more on things like the breath, on awareness, on meditation, using sounds, using hand gestures, learning about the ethical practices, all of these tools in yoga as a way to be able to create change, positive change, transform ourselves. And the thing that I think it's wonderful is these practices are things that we can use over our lifetime, because as we make changes, it's like peeling back in a layers of like an onion. And so new things may arise, but the more we practice some of these techniques, the more we're able to meet challenges from on the inside as well as on the outside. And it's really a process of going more inward to be able to find coping tools to manage stress, to manage challenges, rather than what we normally do is going outwards. And we don't have control over things outside of us. So with yoga-based counseling, it's also finding more control and empowerment because we do go more inward. I hope this was helpful. If you're interested in being able, to meet with me individually, I encourage you to go to my website, www.samyayogahealing.com. You go to the contacts page and send me an email. I offer 20-minute consultations for free to see if it's a good fit. And in the future, also having online courses that fit the same kind of philosophy and way of meeting ourselves, practice of going inward. Those should be available coming hopefully this summer. All right, thank you, and hope you have a wonderful day. Namaste.